It's always nice to be asked to do something as opposed to being told to do something. And I really think that it teaches confidence, it teaches trust, it's all of the things. It develops all the things that as riders we want to develop between ourselves and our horses. Which is why I touched on this on Tuesday's episode of the podcast, and which is why I am bringing this episode, another humdinger from 2020, back, that you can really and truly go a little bit deeper with this, especially if coupled with Tuesday's episode. So for today's Strides Revisited, we are talking about how you can use leg yielding to really begin working on that whole asking rather than shoving your horse around the arena. Let's go. Have you ever considered that up to this point, you may have been trying to move your horse? And, well, let's just look at the whole dynamics of that relationship. How about starting to think about it that you ask your horse to move? Hey there, my name is Lorna Leeson and welcome to the Daily Strides podcast, the podcast for equestrians all over the world, helping you to have better conversations with your horse each and every day so that, well, the two of you can have more fun. I am all about it being a team sport, you and your horse, and I'm all about it being fun for everybody. I think that sometimes we can get so caught up in the nitty-gritty, like moving, that, well, we lose sight of the fun elements that it can be, that it should be. And that is what my goal is for riders all around the world, just helping them to have more fun in the saddle, knowing what to do, having a plan, being able to do it, and then enjoying themselves along the way while developing the conversation. And this month, we have been talking all about Inside of Connection, which is my online membership for equestrians. We've been talking about leg yielding and how to use leg yielding to develop engagement and even self-carriage with your horse. And that was where we started the conversation. This is where we're moving through. And I wanted to kind of come back to something here on the podcast, here on the Daily Strides podcast, that I find myself repeating over and over when I'm talking about any sort of lateral work. And that is that whole concept that you do not move the horse, you ask the horse to move. It seems like so basic, but I tell you, if you began actually taking action on that one sentence, okay, and you began really and truly approaching your riding from that unique perspective, it has the power to change everything for you and your horse, okay? So think about it. You don't move the horse, you ask the horse to move. Now, with a leg yield, and I'm going to focus this around leg yielding because that's what I've been talking about. I see so many riders make the mistake of pushing their horses across the arena. Now, if you're not sure of what a leg yield is, basically it is moving forwards and sideways. Now, the forwards is the key element there. When you start shoving and pushing and forcing, and may I add, just bring it back to like the size of you and the size of your horse, the success is going to be fairly limited, hey? But when you start doing that, you lose forwardness. You get stuck on like trying to move the mountain. Your horse becomes really resistant and really frustrated by this person trying to like just move them across the arena. And like, if we are really honest with ourselves, we're not really displaying a whole lot of respect to our horse at that point, are we? And what ends up happening is this really forced movement where, yes, it may be sideways, but you've lost everything else getting to that point of sideways. And in doing so, you are now taking your training, your development, your conversation with your horse backwards. I'm a big believer in opening doors. I think that when we're having conversations with our horses and when we're asking our horses to do things that we want our horses to do, if we can open a door to demonstrate where we would like the energy to flow, it can make things so much clearer for ourselves. It kind of clears it up in our head with regards to our aids, but also it clears things up for the horse as well. The horse can now know exactly where you want him to move to. And when you think about the leg yielding, it's easy to kind of get so caught up in the inside aids, okay? And that's what so many riders do. They focus all their attention on their inside aids. Well, I have to have flexion to the inside, and it's my inside leg that's making him move over. And meanwhile, they've forgotten everything about the outside aids. Now, I want you to think about how if we could open a door to the outside, there would be a greater chance of our horse stepping through the door that you've opened. You can open 2 doors. I really feel, I'm sure you can open more, but you can really open 2 really obvious ones that you can do today with your horse if you're trying leg yielding, okay? So the first one is you can use your seat to open a door. So you've probably heard the term weighting the inside seat bone, and it's not weighting as in W-A-I-T, it's weighting as in W-E-I-G-H-T, okay? Weighting it, putting weight on it, making it slightly heavier, slightly being the key word in that sentence. But weighting the inside seat bone allows you to actually open the door with your outside seat bone. Think about that, okay? You're giving the horse somewhere to go to, okay? And you can also then open the door with your outside rein. You can open it slightly and say, well, this is where I want you to step to. So then when you ask, keyword, ask your horse to move over, yeah, he has somewhere to go to. Now, it does require you to begin to get really, really specific about what aids you're applying and when you are applying the aids. So many times people will ask questions of their horse, move over, for example, but they ask at the point of whatever it is, whatever gait the horse is in, so whatever the horse is doing, they're asking at the point where the horse can't do that. The horse can't take action on that. He's in the wrong space, he's moving the wrong way. It's just the wrong time to ask the question. And if you're going to work on anything with your horse, I'm going to first of all recommend that you get really clear about what is going on underneath you so that you can ask at the best possible time for your horse to actually go ahead and take action on whatever it is you have asked. Okay? So if you want to ask, for example, your horse to move over, well, if he's kind of already moving his leg, or else his inside back leg in this case, is already down on the ground, probably not the best time to ask, is it? If you were to ask him to balance the over, you would be asking there about the outside back leg to balance it all. If you were to ask again when that leg is in the air, well, it's not really going to be of much use to the balancing act, is it? Because it's not going to be influential at that point. So if you could just get really, really clear on when you're asking, what you're asking, and what you hope to achieve by asking that question, you could then begin to have clearer conversations with your horse. And again, we're talking about leg yielding in this case, okay? So the other thing is that when you are actually then asking this, and when you're working your aids together so that you're asking and you're responding, and I would see the balancing as being responding, asking, responding, asking, responding, and you're responding to your horse's answer, by the way. You ask, he answers, you respond. Do you understand? There's kind of there has to be this conversation. It's not all you. You're not doing everything, okay? You're just asking for it to be done. And then you're giving feedback and you're saying, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Or, well, actually, I need this a little bit more this way. Or, okay, can we tidy this up a bit? Can this go a bit more that way? Whatever the case is, you're responding to it. You're giving feedback, okay? But if you could get really clear on everything you're doing, could you see how over time you could have a much better conversation with your horse? And not only that, you then begin to allow your horse to begin feeling confident about his answers, okay? Because he knows that you're either going to step in and correct him, as the case is, if it wasn't right, Or you're going to step in and say, that's great, buddy, keep going. That's what I wanted. Fantastic. And over time, you won't need to step in and say, that's great, buddy, keep going. He knows it. He knows. He feels, he takes responsibility. He feels ownership for his part in it. And that's teamwork. That's where you get to become a team player. You and your horse are each bringing your individual, your unique gifts to the conversation. You're blending them together in order to get something done, okay? When you want to claim responsibility for everything as a rider, so in this case, you're going to move the horse over. I am going to move this horse. He is going to move sideways because I am going to move him. That's not teamwork. That's a dictatorship, okay? And it's just important to get really clear on that in your riding going forward. I just feel that it was something that I was saying a lot, and I don't think I've really said it here. And I've been saying it to a lot of different people lately. So I thought that maybe it would be of benefit for you to hear it as well here on the podcast. If you're interested in improving your leg yielding for this month, but also doing so in a way that actually helps engagement and later self-carriage, I would love for you to join me inside of Connection. It's what we're working on this month, and of course you'll get access to all the past months in there as well. There's coaching, there are the actual live trainings, there are also then the audio horse riding lessons that you can use in the arena as you ride your horse. You listen to them. It's like I'm in the arena with you, just helping you out, helping you move forward to continuously have consistent progress with your horse. I'd love you to join me. You can find out all the details over at stridesforsuccess.com/join. Very simple. And I'll see you in there. Okay, have a great week. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye. So there you have it. I would love for you to use this and work with this and think about this, especially if you're using the Ride and Review Kit. That's absolutely free. You can go get it over at stridesforsuccess.com/video. And your Pivo, hey? Let's combine all the things and just make this really, really special week for you and your horse in your training to move things forward together. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.